Hello, wonderful learners. Welcome back to Pure Speak English. My name is Ben, and it's such a pleasure to be here with you today.
And I'm Crystal. Thank you so much for pressing play and giving us this time together. Whether you're listening while making breakfast, commuting to work, or just relaxing at home, we're so glad you're here.
You know, Crystal, I've been thinking a lot about conversations lately. Real conversations. The kind that happen every single day. At the grocery store, with a neighbor, on the phone with a friend.
Me too, Ben. And I think that's what makes learning English both exciting and challenging at the same time. Because in textbooks, conversations are perfect. Everyone speaks clearly, no one interrupts, no one says or
Exactly. But real life is messy. It's beautiful and messy. People talk fast sometimes, they use slang, they change topics suddenly, and if you're not used to it, it can feel overwhelming.
Yes, but here's the thing we want you to remember today. You don't need to understand everything perfectly to have a good conversation. You just need to connect. You just need to try.
That's so true. And today, we're going to help you do exactly that. We're going to explore daily English conversations together. The simple ones, the natural ones, the ones that will help you feel more confident every single day.
So take a deep breath, relax. You're in a safe space. Let's begin this journey together.
Crystal, do you remember the first time you had a real English conversation with a native speaker, like outside of a classroom?
Oh, absolutely. I was so nervous, Ben. I was at a coffee shop and the barista asked me, "How's your day going?" And I froze because in my English class, we learned, "How are you?" And the answer was always, "I'm fine, thank you." But "how's your day going?" felt different. It felt more real.
And what did you say?
I just smiled and said, "Good, good." And then I quickly grabbed my coffee and left. I was so embarrassed because I knew I could have said more. I wanted to say more, but my brain just stopped working.
I completely understand that feeling. I had a similar experience when I was learning. I was at a bus stop and an elderly woman said to me, "Lovely weather today, isn't it?" And I didn't know what to say. I knew what the words meant, but I didn't know how to respond naturally.
What did you do?
I just nodded and said yes, and then we stood there in awkward silence. Later, I felt so frustrated with myself. I thought, why didn't I just say something simple? Why didn't I say, "Yes, it's beautiful today," or "I love sunny days"?
But you know what, Ben? That's how we all learn. Through those awkward moments, through those little mistakes. They're not failures, they're lessons.
Absolutely. And that's why we want to share some simple, everyday conversations with you today. So when someone talks to you, you'll have something to say. Something natural, something that feels like you.
So let's start with the most common daily conversation, greetings. This is how we say hello and ask how someone is doing.
Right. Now, we all know the basic, "Hello, how are you?" But there are so many other ways people greet each other in English. Let's listen to a few.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi there. What's up?
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Hey, long time no see.
See, these are all friendly, casual ways to greet someone. And the beautiful thing is, you don't need to think too hard about your answer.
Exactly. You can simply say,
I'm good, thanks. How about you?
"Not bad, just keeping busy."
I'm doing well, thanks for asking.
Pretty good. How's your day been?
Notice how we're keeping it simple. We're not writing essays. We're just being friendly and natural.
Now let's talk about small talk. Small talk is those short, friendly conversations we have with people we don't know very well. Maybe a coworker, a neighbor, or someone in line at the store.
Yes, and I know small talk can feel strange if you're not used to it. In some cultures, people don't really chat with strangers. But in English-speaking countries, small talk is very common. It's a way to be polite and friendly.
Right. So what do people talk about in small talk? Usually it's safe, easy topics, like the weather, the weekend, or something happening right now.
Let me give you an example. Imagine you're in an elevator with a coworker. You might say, "Busy day today, huh?"
And they might respond, "Yeah, it's been pretty hectic. How about you?"
And you could say, "Same here, but almost time for lunch."
See? It's short, it's simple, it's just a way to connect for a moment.
And here's another example. You're at the grocery store, and someone next to you is looking at apples. You could say,
"These apples look really fresh today."
and they might say, "They do. I'm making a pie this weekend."
And you could respond, "Oh, that sounds delicious. I love apple pie."
And just like that, you've had a nice, friendly conversation. Nothing complicated, just human connection.
Now let's talk about something really important, asking for help, because sometimes we need to ask questions. We need directions or information or clarification.
Yes, and this is where a lot of learners feel nervous. They worry about bothering people or saying something wrong. But I want you to know something. Most people are happy to help, truly.
Absolutely. So let's practice some simple, polite ways to ask for help.
If you're lost and need directions, you can say, "Excuse me, could you help me? I'm looking for the library."
Or, "Sorry to bother you, but do you know where the train station is?"
If you're in a store and can't find something, you can say, "Hi, excuse me, do you know where I can find the milk?"
Or, "Could you help me find the bread, please?"
See how we use "excuse me" and "could you." These make your question very polite and respectful.
Yes, and one more thing. If you don't understand what someone says, it's completely okay to ask them to repeat it. You can say,
"I'm sorry, could you repeat that, please?"
"Sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you say it again?"
"Could you speak a bit more slowly, please? I'm still learning English."
That last one is especially helpful. When you tell people you're learning, they usually become even more patient and kind.
All right, everyone. Now it's time for one of my favorite parts of the show, Crystal's vocabulary breakdown. This is where we take some useful words from today's topic and explain them in a clear, simple way.
These are words you'll hear all the time in daily conversations, so let's learn them together.
Ready? Here we go. Word number 1, greet. To greet someone means to say hello or welcome them. For example, I always greet my neighbors when I see them.
It's a warm, friendly action, very important in building relationships.
Word number 2, small talk. Small talk is light, casual conversation about everyday topics. It's not deep or serious. For example, we made small talk about the weather while waiting for the bus.
It's called small because the topics are simple, but it's actually very important for socializing.
Word number 3, hectic. If something is hectic, it means it's very busy and maybe a little chaotic. For example, work was really hectic today. I didn't even have time for lunch.
It's a great word to describe those crazy busy days we all have sometimes.
Word number 4, bother. To bother someone means to interrupt them or cause them trouble. For example, I don't want to bother you, but could I ask a quick question?
When you say sorry to bother you, you're being very polite and respectful of their time.
And word number 5, clarification. Clarification means making something clearer or easier to understand. For example, I asked for clarification because I didn't understand the instructions.
If something's confusing, asking for clarification is always a smart thing to do.
And that's it for today's vocabulary breakdown.
You know, Crystal, one thing I've learned over the years is that the best conversations happen when we stop trying to be perfect.
Ah, I love that, Ben. Say more about that.
Well, when I first started learning English, I would rehearse everything in my head before speaking. I'd think about grammar, pronunciation, word choice, and by the time I was ready to speak, the moment had passed.
Yes, I did the same thing. I was so worried about making mistakes that I barely spoke at all.
But then, one day, I just decided to try. I was at a park, and a little boy dropped his toy near me. I picked it up and said, "Here you go, buddy." And his mom smiled at me and said, "Thank you so much." And we started talking about the park, the weather, our day. It was so simple, so natural.
And you probably didn't use perfect grammar, right?
Definitely not. But it didn't matter, because we connected. We had a real human moment, and that's what conversations are really about.
Exactly. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present. It's about being brave enough to try.
So, dear listener, here's what we want you to take away from today's episode. Daily English conversations don't have to be scary. They're just moments, little moments where you connect with another person.
And you already have everything you need inside you. You know more English than you think. You just need to trust yourself.
Start small. Say hello to someone. Ask a simple question. Make a comment about the weather. These tiny steps will build your confidence day by day.
And remember, every native speaker was once learning too. Every person who speaks fluently now once made mistakes. You're not alone in this.
Now, before we finish, we have some reflection questions for you. Take a moment, breathe, and think about these.
Question 1. What's one daily situation where you'd like to feel more confident speaking English?
Question 2. Who is someone you could practice a simple conversation with this week?
Question 3. What's one phrase from today's episode that you want to remember and use?
You don't have to answer out loud. Just let these questions sit with you. Let them guide your practice.
And now we have a gentle challenge for you. Something small, something kind.
Here it is.
This week, we want you to have one short conversation in English. It can be with anyone, a cashier, a coworker, a friend online, or even yourself in the mirror.
Use one of the phrases we talked about today. Say hello. Make small talk. Ask a simple question. Just one conversation.
And when you're done, notice how you feel. Are you proud of yourself? Did it feel easier than you expected? Write it down.